Good afternoon to you, rugby fans. Welcome to Providence, Rhode Island. It is Liberty Conference Rugby. It is National Collegiate Rugby's Liberty Conference. The Brown Bears in their first home game against Syracuse, the Orange, in their first away game here in Providence. I am John Broker, joined by the great one, the great man, Lance Kavanaugh, for this matchup. Lance, should be a good one. I'm John Broker. He is Lance Kavanaugh.
This is going to be a good one. Last year, these two teams fought to close to a stalemate, 17-0. Brown getting the win in bad weather. Brown continuing on the season, making it all the way to the national semifinals. Now find themselves back here with a chance of redemption. Game one, start of their road back to Houston, back to a national semifinals, and hopefully a national championship. Let's see what Brown has, and let's see what Syracuse can do against stiff competition.
Referee Robert Fanning is going to get us underway here at Marvel Field. Raphael Lonsonur puts that one up in the air. Syracuse, we'll talk about their budding relationship with Leinster Rugby in Ireland as this game goes on. Lance bringing you all of the expertise in the playing of rugby. Go to Great American Rugby to follow this man. But Brown right now, first tackles in. Running hard, fairly close matchup last year between these two teams. Syracuse working to build here. They have an advantage according to referee Fanning. He's going to whistle. We're going to come back. First penalty here for an offsides against Brown University. Good, strong start there from the Orange.
And good, strong start defensively from Brown. Let's move the penalty out of the way. They are bringing line speed. Take notice. Let's see if that can carry on throughout this matchup.
Here at Marvel Field, fans are underneath us here at the booth, so you just see the background of the school across the street there. Here at Brown University, we are going to have a first line out here. It is to the Syracuse Orange off the penalty. Brown, a good line out, but Ollie Corbett has graduated, who is an absolute line out operator for this team. So we'll see how Dave LaFlamme's men change, and that's Cameron McAlpine goes up for that one. Cameron McAlpine has been a USA U20 and a U18. Ball goes up, heading back there. Brown takes it on. I just glanced at my papers for a second. Brown turns it over and is on the run. Here's their first attacking opportunity. Got a very mobile back five and a very strong front row here as they come. They're going to move it around a little bit. Eventually have to go to ground. You can see the halfway line. Coming across field, they have some runners. Estevez, sometimes a number 8, playing there. Raphael Lonsonur from Aix-en-Provence, France. Great player at fullback. Offloads that one into the hands of Marco Lapierre. And Marco Lapierre, the first-year player out of Denver, played for Monarch High School. 2-time Colorado All-State. Touches down at Marvel Field. First try at home for the Brown Bears. Lapierre must be thrilled.
Easy as it goes. That was fresh from the practice pitch. Almost looked like they were playing unopposed. The layer attack is on from the very beginning of this Brown side. The hit up going out the back, doubling up on it, and they just found themselves with a clean overlap. Once the ball gets to the hands of the wing, he does the job that he is sent to do, and that is finished. All opportunities created for him. Immediately, Brown gets 7 with this kick right in between the sticks. What an amazing bit of play from Brown. Turnover all the way to try. Great start for their season.
Lonsonur set up that try, gets the kick, puts in the 2. Lapierre, a first-year player. I feel we're going to talk quite a bit about him over the next few years. Captain of the USA U18 Sevens in New Zealand. USA U18's 15s captain on a South America tour. Very highly regarded player coming to Brown out of Denver. Referee Fanning just having a little chat with one of the Syracuse players there, down 7-0, going to kick off 3.5 minutes into this Liberty Conference matchup. Brown University, this is next level rugby production. Nice high in the air. Players go up over the top there. They're going to have to settle it down. Lapierre again gets a hold of it and sets off one of his bigger boys running there. Brown on the move. They're right at halfway. Lapierre stepping into the strip. Sorry, that's not Lapierre. Chamtuala playing at number 9. A couple of new players in the team here this year, just mixing people up at first. I'll get it straight eventually as a little offload comes, and Brown on the move again, just outside the 40-meter line of the Orange. The Orange steal that one away. Well done. Referee says first player, so that's fine. They're going to go right to that wing, are the Syracuse Orange. Setting this up. Ball just slowed down there, so they're going to run some forwards in, try to dislodge this Brown defense a little bit. Knocked on in there, so it's going to be a Brown scrum. First scrum of the game here, Lance. This has been an absolute weapon for this Brown team over the past few years. A couple of personnel changes, but we'll see how they fare here.
The forward pack of this Brown side has, over the last couple of years, been an absolute buzzsaw, running through some of the stronger teams throughout that Liberty Conference. And now with the first scrum settled in, they did well in the first line out, getting turnover off of the maul attempt. Let's see if now they can set their own platform and attack early in this match.
Charm Tuwala, the sophomore, putting this one in. Scrum half of the Brown team. Referee says that ball's available, so you're going to have to play it. That one gets knocked on there. Brown looking for the penalty of the scrum, but didn't get it.
And I'm loving the communication with the referee. He's letting these players know we're going to play some rugby. The ball's available. Play it. Don't worry about milking penalties. Let's get some running rugby going. And that's something I love to see.
Charm Tuwala there, a computer science and economics major, a freshman from Auckland, New Zealand. Was a Auckland Rugby U19, now playing for the Bears here on this beautiful campus in Providence, Rhode Island. A lovely day, low humidity in the 70s. Great, happy rugby day. Ball comes off the back there from Nick Davis. Davis passes that ball out. They're trying to move to the right. Players trying to rip it away here. Good contest at the breakdown. Will it come back to Syracuse? It will. Little connection there. Player jumps in the air, so nothing illegal with that tackle. And a knock-on comes with an advantage here to Brown. Player from Syracuse got the worst of that one, trying to jump over that ruck. Unfortunately, we'll hope he's okay. Play goes downfield. Says there's a 50-22 on, but ball bobbled there by Syracuse, but taken. Coming across field, big Asa Rosenmeyer. The USA U20's prop, and a big hit from Brown. Ball on the line here. Brown laying the lumber early. Another player slowing it up. We'll hope he's okay. Estevez moves that ball out. They've got it to the wing, and it may be two in a row for Makar LaPierre. And LaPierre gets a second. Two in a row. First home game at Brown. Lance Kavanaugh just taking advantage of these Syracuse opportunities. Talk us through.
Just hanging on the ball too long in the middle of the field, setting his teammate up for an absolute hospital pass. And the sign of the mark of a strong team is who can turn defense into offense into points quickly. Brown has no thought of slowing down. The intensity is there. The line speed is there. The physicality is there. And that's led to 12 points early in this matchup. What a hit. My ribs tingle as we speak, John.
Up here in the booth, we're feeling it. Crunching tackle coming in from Brown. Good defense. Coach Dave LaFlamme will be happy with that one. Lance Noor will take the kick here. You see Dave LaFlamme in there, head coach, talking to one of his players. Been here about 25 years. After the kick, we'll talk about the rest of their coaching staff. Lance Noor lined it up. Lance Noor High School in Singapore, born in France, pushes this one across the front of the post. So we're going to stay at 12. Brown University. LaFlamme, joined by assistant coach Eddie O'Sullivan, former USA and Ireland coach, brings great rugby knowledge there. Ryan Grant, Oliver Julian, and Jay Fluke, rugby director emeritus. One of the great men of rugby, Jay Fluke, been at Brown University since the 60s. LaFlamme been here for about 25 years. So a lot of continuity in this program, Lance, allows them to continue to play like this as they continue to build this wonderful Ivy League program.
And that's part of a sign of a good program. You pay it forward. One group gives to the next because they learn from the group before them. And I mean, this Brown team has success, recent success. It's no surprise that these young boys are fitting right in.
And the coach's curse there. Kick doesn't go 10. They really need to get back in it. They need some energy here. It does Syracuse. That one doesn't go 10 to be a scrum here for Brown. Syracuse, coached by Colin O'Hare. Colin O'Hare, A rugby coach from Leinster, one of the provinces in Ireland, one of the best rugby areas in the world, has developed a partnership with Syracuse University. He's joined by Bob Wilson and David DeSalvia. But this is just the second or third year of this relationship, Lance. And, Leinster really trying to bring some continuity and good play here to this Syracuse program. Still early, but should pay off.
I expect so. One of the things as a player, especially in your college days or grassroots days, young in, is being able to touch and connect international sides and sides all over the world. It's a good sign, a good step forward.
Charm Tuwala passes that one out on the roll again. R. Brown off that scrum was an Estevez run. They get it to Rosenmeyer. Rosenmeyer, a Massachusetts-born player. Went to Belmont High School. The great Greg Bruce, the coach there. So move back to David Scott. David Scott, a grad student from Cape Town, South Africa. Has two brothers at University of North Florida. So entire family studying in the U.S. at the moment. Rosenmeyer takes another one in. Rosenmeyer, another USA pathway player. Ball comes up there to the double try score. A little show to the outside now, and they're going to hang on to it. Said it's going off the foot, so it's okay. Ball coming across Tuwala. Frost, another grad player on this team, has come in from Siena, who Brown beat last week. Frost again comes out the back looking for a runner. It gets to Lonsanor. Lonsanor sees some space, chips over the top. Danger here coming around, but picked up by Owen Daly. He's coming across. Stuck inside their own zone are the Syracuse Orange. Going to want to relieve some pressure here as Nick Davis has the ball. Nick Davis moves it, and they're going to try to get some room from their own line here as they come back across right in front. Players from Brown told to release by the referee. And it was actually a penalty on the Orange there. And here comes Tuwala. Across he goes. Charm Tuwala, another first-year player. 3 tries, all by first-year players for this Brown team so far, Lance.
The diaper dandies are stepping up. The new guys are stepping up. The new faces, the next group in is raising their hand and showing what they can bring to this team. But I love hearing the ref talk to the players about what's going on. But again, defense turns to offense, turns to points is what Brown doing. Able to use that boot to find Syracuse deep in their own end. Syracuse unable to really set up a platform and release some of that pressure. Found themselves isolated in the tackle and immediately right to the tap and go. Immediate tap and go and no need to find the space. He makes it himself with that step off the right foot. Bang! Right there, and he slides right through. These first-year players for Brown have raised their hand. Already Brown is running away with this matchup.
Kick is good from Lonsanor, so they add another 2 points to it here. Syracuse in need of some energy, as I said earlier here, some momentum going into the rest of this half. We're just about 12 minutes gone. We're at 19-0. Ball down to Brown at their own 22. Good chase from the Orange. Tuwala, first-year player. Old graphic said he's a senior, he's a first-year player, 3 more years. Coach LaFlamme should have the services of this young man. Hangs a nice kick over the top there, but a penalty against Syracuse. We'll bring it back. We'll have an opportunity for this team to move the chains should they want to. Brown, penalty right outside their own 22. Good fortunes for them.
And they're just winning a physicality battle right now. That is the main thing that we've seen. There's 19 points of being a little bit more savvy and being a little bit more physical in contact areas, able to turn the ball over multiple times. And when you find a defense just release from the ball offensively, they're in shambles, and Brown has scored multiple times off of it. Syracuse has to find a way defensively to control more of the middle of the field with their line speed defensively, because Brown are moving the ball from ruck 10 meters away, 10 meters again, and they're spacing the ball out and moving into space. Syracuse needs to find a way immediately.
Ball over the tail there. Tuwala gets a hold of it. Estevez in the midfield. Estevez from Lisbon, Portugal. Now the ball goes wide again, as Lance said. They can run out here, and they certainly are giving it a try. Ball comes back in. Around the corner they come. Lonsanur this time has put in the kicks, has added 5 points, and it is just no issues for this Brown team at the moment, at will getting through the wider defense of the Syracuse Orange.
In the set pieces, even when things aren't going perfectly right, they still find a way to make a positive. That ball was overthrown a bit and put into a bad area, still find a way to get the ball to their backs, who has space already set up for the line out. And immediately again, Brown, without a tackle, without a ruck, keeping the ball in play. The continuity is there, inside steps, offloads, everything you expect from strong back line. And Brown, what can Brown do for you? They can score some points.
And that was LaPierre on the other wing that time. He come off his right wing to his left wing, and he was the assist there to Lonsanur. So Lonsanur assisted LaPierre earlier. Favor returned. As you see Lonsanur line it up, getting himself into the zone. Lonsanur strikes it. Lonsanur is good. We move to 26-0. Next Level Rugby bringing you this Brown University men's rugby Liberty Conference matchup between Brown and Syracuse. We said Brown beat Siena last week, 22-11. Siena lost to AIC last night out of Springfield, Mass. And Dartmouth beat Syracuse last week, 39-13. And that was in Syracuse. Syracuse hangs another ball up. Haven't had much time to talk about these guys. It's been all Brown for the moment. Well-received kickoff there. Looked like McAlpine. USA U20, U23, and sevens. Tuala hangs one up in the air. LaPierre coming out of this. Ball bounces. Who's it going to come up to? Brown looking to get a hold of it. The referee says it's a knockout advantage against Syracuse. Trump Tuala. Big run coming in there. It looked like Pip Blotto. Ball out from Tuala. He gives some nice width on that. Little pop pass from Stodolnik. They get out a little wider. Ball back in the hands of Rose. Stodolnik can play in the back row. Doing the job in the second row at the moment. Little pick and go off the back. Big break. And look at this. It is great work coming from St. John Smith. St. John Smith, another first-year player born in Hong Kong, went to the Harrow School. South African heritage, economics and philosophy major. St. John Smith scores a try.
And again, you are finding out exactly what Brown is made of. The way that they're pushing the ball into space, cutting off these defenders in the middle of the field, leaves an absolute gap on the pick and go going back the other way. Got to protect that A gap. And it's very difficult to do if you have these forwards in the middle of the field having to move from left to right, right to left. The attack from Brown has been linked. It's been thoughtful. That's the main thing I'm seeing from this Brown attack. Even the box kicks and their decisions to go to the boot, everything seems to be well thought out, well planned, well organized, and no one finds themselves out of sort. Everyone seems to know what's going on, and they're working points onto the board against the Syracuse Orange side.
Impressive work by Brown. One try by a senior, the rest by first-year players. Bodes well for a program, certainly. 17 and a half minutes into this. Syracuse through Braden Thompson. We're number 22. We're playing 10. Penalty against Brown. Ball was knocked forward into a player's hands. McAlpine just in the wrong place there. So opportunity here for this Syracuse Orange team. Looking like they're shaping to go to the corner with Thompson. Indeed, they have to be a line out right around the 5-meter line for the Syracuse Orange. 18 minutes going on this one, Lance. Opportunity for them to put some points on the board.
First trip inside of the 22, right around the 5-meter line. Will they go to the maul? Will they find themselves going to their back line? This is a prime opportunity for Syracuse to get some confidence. When a team like Brown gives you a chance and makes a mistake, you got to capitalize.
Patrika, the Greenwich High School product, gets that one up, and ball won by Syracuse. Syracuse driving towards the line. First points possibly on offer. They're in, they're over, and it's awarded 38-5. Try for Syracuse down in the line. Points on the board finally, 19 minutes in.
And you can see what it means to him. You hear him through the referee's microphone. Let's go. We got this. Let's go, guys. I love to see a team that continues to fight. It's not over till it's over. And Syracuse capitalizing off a Brown mistake here in this first half. Impressive work on that maul, which got pulled down earlier in their first line out. Now found success, remedied that mistake, gets themselves 5.
Referee saying after this kick, we'll take a little bit of a water break. So we'll just step away for a second once that happens. But kick to come here from Braden Thompson, the senior education major from London. Thompson pushes that one wide. So 38-5. And we have a 2-minute water break coming up here. So we're just going to step aside for a second. We'll be back with more action after this. And we are back. I want to start off a try there from the Syracuse Orange at the 20-minute mark, brings 38-5. Brown still obviously in a commanding lead, but after a long travels, Syracuse gets on the board. We'll give them a little bit of energy. Lance Kavanaugh, we're headed into the second half of the first half here. Brown in a good lead, about to kick off. Should be interesting. Lance Noor gets us going.
Yeah, big difference from the last year's matchup. The weather's better. The score is even more plentiful. But Syracuse is in this fight, and they'll continue to fight, especially after what just happened before the 20-minute break. Let's see if they can continue to respond after giving another opportunity from a Brown mistake, 50-meter scrum to come.
Yeah, Brown puts that one straight in the touch. Lance Noor, a little unusual for him. So scrum here. You see Patrika, the first-year player at Greenwich High School civil engineering major, sets down there. Number 8 is Jacob Cutito of Angier, North Carolina. So ball should be at his feet. Scrum half, Nick Davis. Brown sets that one in, ball in from the Syracuse Orange. Big drive from Brown. Penalty against Syracuse. Prop was just basically dominated there by Brown. Good scrum. Their penalty right at the 50-meter line. Lance Newer stepping up, Lance. Looks like he'll put this one to touch. They'll work off the lineouts.
Brown's scrum is a machine. Again, showing their worth, getting the ball back, fixing the kickoff mistake. No need to fret. No need to worry. We'll get the ball back for you, says the forward pack. And those gentlemen now get to lead the charge. They set a good platform here. This might be another opportunity for Brown to score just outside the 22.
Syracuse looked to go after that one. They go up a little bit early, so a free kick. They could have let McAlpine have that one, but a free kick nonetheless. Tuwala has the ball. He's going to go to the 15-meter line. He's got big Asa Rosenmeyer waiting, and it goes to Rosenmeyer. Henry Gabriel comes in, cleans that one up. Haven't seen Gabriel in full flight yet. He's playing at number one. He can also play in the back row. Talented player out of Portugal. Around there to LaPierre, and LaPierre gets that one away. And it's going to be another try. LaPierre to Lansanur. That's two in a row with that connection. These two, 14 and 15, are playing well together, Lance.
Well, we can look at LaPierre's left foot step to get through, but let's just look at the entire play. Free kick, quick tap, set it up with the forwards, big hit up. Then they run a ghost line with four forwards, fully charged forward, bringing in some of those Syracuse defenders. Go out the back of that big group of guys running forward and run a loop play with the right side wing coming all the way around. The structure of this Brown team is what's getting them ahead right now. Then you just get it to your playmakers who have the ability. LaPierre with that left foot step, finding himself in the try zone again. Well worked, well coached, well conditioned. This is a showcase we're seeing from this Brown side.
43-5, certainly in the first half here. LaPierre getting himself set to kick. Tough angle on this one, but he has the range. We've seen him hit from angles like this before. Lansanur lines it up. Has the leg for it. That one goes across the front, however, so will remain 43-5 here. 24 minutes gone so far. After a blip where they give up a try to a great maul from the Syracuse Orange, they score right away, and Raphael Lansanur is going to touch that one down. Lansanur, biology and economics major. Played for
We just seen them dissect the Syracuse defense and get money into that try zone. So everything seems to be lining up with his majors for sure.
Yeah, it seems to be going pretty well. Ball bounces there into the hands of Syracuse. Syracuse on the attack. Good work for them. Daly taking that one in. Brown trying to call the ball out. Referee says no. Little tip pass there. Syracuse. Couple of phases off to that left-hand side, but not from a running start there, so a little tougher, but some go forward coming from Syracuse here. Referee says there was a tackle. We have a player coming here, double tackle coming in from Brown this time. No runners on this left-hand side. They're going to have to go to the right. They go to the right into the hands of a waiting pot of forwards. Looking for some calls here, and coming in on an angle was the Brown Bears defense. So penalty here for the Syracuse Orange, and Braden Thompson steps up. Looks like he's going to go back to the same place before. Paid off last time with a try. Let's see if they can repeat this, Lance.
Just about 10 meters to 12 meters out, not as close to that 5-meter line as they found themselves previously, but still a great opportunity to set a foundation to get a strong attack here. Do they set up the maul and move it to the backs later? That seems like a good option to make sure that the Browns forwards stay active on one side of the field.
Looking at the front of the line out, and they get it. Brown Tried to sack that maul, doesn't work. Good power coming on. Obviously, a strength of this Syracuse team. Advantage here for Syracuse, taken down illegally by Brown. Opportunity for them, or at least they'll get back in. Here they are at the 5-meter line. We'll see what their decision is. Ball in the hands of Patrick Heffright.
You got to go to that line out again.
They certainly will. They put it out there. They're going to look to drive it in one more time. Brown, Lance, you would think, has to be careful not to draw a yellow card here.
Well, being that the score is what it is, they aren't in danger of risking the entire matchup. But the last thing you want is to force your teammates to work extra hard or find themselves in difficult positions being the player down. Let's say they stay disciplined and find a way to stop this maul. These are good moments to provide for later in the season to see what needs to be worked on and built to.
Ball goes to the front, and a little pass off there. Can they get it to the ground? Player a drag towards touch, but they're going to get it down. That's Ignacy Petrika. We said first-year player out of Greenwich, Connecticut, Greenwich High School. Scores a try, so we're at 43-10. That close quarters play working out for the Syracuse team.
And we're talking about a Syracuse side who was shut out last year against Brown, now find themselves putting up multiple tries. Something to show for it, forcing this Brown side to respect their maul ability, but being clever enough just to manipulate, going going short in that line out, going to the front. And you can see how many Brown players are extremely focused on what's happening in this maul line out situation, and it creates a great opportunity for Syracuse. Very smart play by the Orange. And for people watching on YouTube or watching this matchup, one of the questions that was asked is what can Syracuse do to fix their mistakes and stop Brown on defense? The main issue they're having is not being physical enough, letting these Brown players run a little bit too much. You got to bring that line speed. You got to find a way to stop players exactly where they're at. You can't allow yourself to be cut off by a scrum half pass to the 10 and not getting back around, folding around. Not a multitude of issues, but the small issues really glare in situations like this against good teams.
Brown gets us started again. This one stays in field outside the 22. Well taken by Syracuse. They did not convert on that kick. So Thompson 0 for 2. But from tough angles there, they are getting the tries down there. The important thing. Brown trying to hold this one up. Player gets to the ground. So they're going to say that ball is down, and it is Syracuse ball. Davis pushes that one out. Now can he get held up? You can hear the Syracuse players telling their player to get his knee down. If he can get his knee on the ground, it's a tackle, so the players from Brown have to release. That should be held up as a maul. Is so far by Brown. So if the ball does not come out, it will be a Brown put in at the scrum. This can look somewhat messy to people trying to explain the rules we go. Thank God I have a great referee, Lance Kavanaugh, with me. Can correct me when I make mistakes. But we're going to have a scrum here to Brown.
And this is another thing that Syracuse needs to fix. Even in the phase before, they found themselves in a very almost maul situation. The ball carrier having to fight to get a knee to the ground to be declared tackle and release. And then the following phase, the same thing happened. These Syracuse players got to get a little bit lower. And the old term is running to the branches, not the trunk. They got to find a way to move left and right through these defenders so that they aren't being held up in this way. Because if you allow Brown to basically keep you inside the 22 just by holding you and holding you up on a tackle, it's going to be a long day for sure.
Brown scrum. We've seen the power in the scrum from this team. They're at the 22, and that one just goes down. Referee Fanning will most likely just bring this up and reset it. Nothing illegal there. Front row of a Gabriel, Mann, and a Rosenmeyer for the Bears. Rosenmeyer a little low there, trying to keep that one straight. Referee says use it. Tuala gets hit there by Cutito. Good defensive work coming off there for Syracuse. Referee telling the players to let go of that, so they're going to have to play it. Ball's going to come out for Piblotto. Blotto gets a ball up there, and a little seam materializes for Brown right away. David Scott takes that one in, the innovation management master student. Quickly over that ball. Tuala can't get it quite as quick as he wants. Estevez puts a little pass out there in the hands of Frost. Looking for some runners. They go back into Lansanur. Lansanur has 2 tries, as does LaPierre. Cross they come, middle of the field. Having to work. You can see the defense there for Syracuse calling out players. They're going to run big Asa Rosenmeyer in. All those threats out there that the defense had to stay just a little wider. So it gave some opportunities as that one comes up into the hands of LaPierre. He moves it out. Estevez moves it a little side. That was Frost. Moves that a little wider. Lansanur dancing through some orange defenders. Back across they come. Players on their feet aplenty here for Brown. We have an advantage, a penalty advantage, as that ball comes out. We have a high tackle, so it's going to be a Brown ball, Lansanur ball in hand. Thinks about going quick. Going to slow this one down, but another opportunity here for the Bears.
You cannot allow this Brown side to get so comfortable with ball in hand. Things broke down around going to the left-hand side when they found themselves in the 15-meter channel. But a little bit of dancing, quick feet, couple steps, and they're bringing the ball back to the middle of the field. And finding these little half breaks, these little moments after first contact where they're getting 6 meters behind still is really dangerous for a defense, especially if you're getting cut off by passes from the scrum half. Very dangerous times for Syracuse. They got to find a way to get this defense to buckle in and drop players where they meet them.
Player going to call somebody out for a head injury here. You saw Nick Davis pointing out one of his players wants safety first.
Well, from my understanding, there is no head injury protocol that's in place. So once he's removed off the field, he's no different than any other injury sub. Day's over. So let's make sure that he's hitting his head. He is concussed. And if he is, or there's a question that he is, remove him. But this is a good time just to check in on him and make sure everything's good. There's no turning back once you remove him from the field.
And all credit to his teammates there, Lance. I mean, he, competitive guy who was trying to keep on playing there. And a couple of his players said, listen, we think he's been sick. We think he's hit his head, so we should take a look at him here. So all credit to his teammates for looking out for his safety first. Much more important than this Liberty Conference matchup, as he will come off the field and be replaced.
Yeah. There's no evaluation phase when it comes to head injuries that he can come back on by checking them. So once he's off, he's off. Good on the lads for taking care of their brother in arms. It looks like his day is over, but good shift on him. And the game continues. I believe he was the captain as well.
Referee's making it clear there. Any indication of a concussion, player is out for the remainder of the game. I'm not going to risk anybody here. As at 43-10, it's a scrum coming for Brown. You can see their split backs right there. Charm Tuwala, the first-year player, impressive, of De La Salle College, played for the College Rifles Rugby Club. Ball coming through. Player nearly broken off. They're going to go off the back through McAlpine. McAlpine steps one, pushes off another. McAlpine looking at the line, and he gets over. And Cameron McAlpine, the junior from London, England, went to King's College, Wimbledon. Touches down a 5-pointer. A wonderful work off the back.
And that old word that I've said multiple times throughout this game, throughout this first half, physicality, allowing him to stay on his feet after first contact with defense. It just rears his ugly head. You got to bring these players to the ground, especially ones as confident and strong as this 8-man. Easy as it is, one pick, one opportunity there, bounce off. Second opportunity, third opportunity, 4 players with abilities to put hands on the 8-man, and none of them can make him eat dirt. Extra 5 for this Brown side.
Great work from McAlpine. Also a bagpipe player, should you need to know. That kick is good. And 7 points on the board there for Brown as they extend their lead. 50-10, 40 points in it. 5 minutes to go still in this first half here at Marvel Field. Next Level Rugby bringing you this National Collegiate Rugby Liberty Conference matchup. Again, good communication from the ref there. Thompson puts one high. Galpine goes up for it, takes it down. Big breakaway right away, just scored a try. Looking to see if you can get the ball to. Nearly tripped up by the grass, stepping around, gets it to big Asa Rosenmeyer. Can the big fella get there? He gets it back to McAlpine. McAlpine pops it over the top. They're right near the line. Can someone get over? They're there. It is a big break right off the kick. Good work. Tuala looking for a runner. In the middle of the field, they get it. Try awarded. We will get that number for you as they get up. That's the big man, Henrique Gabriel. He's his own man. He is another player from Lisbon, Portugal, played for U18 in Portugal, has played in the Harlequins Academy for the New England Independents. Wonderful try there in the middle of the field for the number one.
I mean, you got confidence that Brown has right now. Syracuse not being able to commit these tackles and bring players down. One chance there, another chance, just really taking up a lot of these defenders from the Syracuse side who aren't bringing players to the ground. Brown able to get the tackle, reset, recycle, and the unselfish play on the goal line, giving it to the big man. Let the big boys eat as Brown adds another conversion to their already 5 for the try. But amazing running, amazing confidence by this Brown side. Syracuse has to find a way to chop these players down and get them to the floor.
Seems to be 59, I believe, to 10 for Syracuse. Kick to come here for Syracuse. 3 minutes on the game clock in the first half. Ball goes up. McAlpine again. Doesn't get to run as he did on the last one. A lot of defense being played by this Syracuse Orange team. Tuala's going to go to the boot this time. Hangs one up in the air. Probably doesn't get the distance he wanted on that. Ball knocked forward by Brown. So knock-on advantage here for Syracuse. Come back, be a Syracuse scrum. This is something, Lance, that the referee's been talking to both teams about just in the last couple of minutes. So expect this to be a heavily reviewed scrum from the referee.
Yeah, and he said he's having trouble on both sides. When he moves to one side, there's an infringement on the opposite side. He just left. That just means these players are playing with the top 2 inches of their head right here. You're being smart. You got to play within the rules, but you got to be able to stretch them a little bit, get yourself the advantage. No foul on either side yet, but tough day for the referee.
I can't believe he would think that a prop would try to game the system here, Lance. Always good, honest people in the front row there. That one in an angle for Brown that time, so penalty against them. Yes, penalty here for Syracuse. Nick Davis has ball in hand. They may try to push this one down to the corner where their 2 tries have come from so far.
And the call was a not pushing straight on the opposite side that the referee was standing. So here we go, right as he says it, right as we say it, commentators curse. It happens right in front of us. And he's had amazing control of the game. I have no issue at all with how he's been communicating, how he's been getting around the field. He's been doing a great job in this first half. And this is great refereeing, everyone who's watching.
Referee telling Syracuse they have to indeed play the line out here. It looks like they're waiting. They're going to get a free kick here to Brown. Time wasting, a new thing in rugby. They want players to play.
And he's been an advocate from that from the very beginning. He's been trying to get this game going and flowing. Earlier with a Brown scrum, he wanted to make sure the ball is played when it's available. And now the ball is available for line out. They're not ready. Free kick goes to Brown. So Syracuse has his line out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a Syracuse line out because it was a free kick, which means the ball doesn't go back to the thrower for Brown. 20 seconds to go on the game clock. A referee may have a little time here. Syracuse going to want to do this pretty quickly. They've already lost one here. Referee saying, come on. We will let you know before as they go to the front. Well, they're going to little trickery as they go to the tail. Ball winds up in the hands of one of the Brown players. We're at 40 minutes on the game clock, so last opportunity here for Brown. That's Henry Gabriel with the hard charging running style. Tuwala chips out ahead. It should be a 50-22 if it wanted to touch, but LaPierre is on this one. LaPierre looking, but touchdown by one of the Syracuse players. Back on that is Rory O'Connor. A referee whistles us for halftime. It is a big lead here for Brown University at Marvel Field. We're going to step aside for just a minute. Be back with second half action after this. Welcome back to Marvel Field in Providence, Rhode Island, on the beautiful grounds of Brown University. It is a National Collegiate Rugby Liberty Conference matchup between the hometown Brown Bears and the Syracuse Orange, 52-10. Brown leads after that first one. I am John Broker, joined here by Lance Kavanaugh, the great American of Great American Rugby. You should follow this man on social media if you are not already. Lance, a lot of work here to do for Syracuse as Brown comes down with that. And they have an early advantage. Do the Brown Bears. They get out to the 40-meter line, fighting their way. Ball up nice and flat there from Tuala. First-year player has had quite a first half. Ball quickly off there to Frost. Frost, the grad student, Estevez, captain of the Portugal U18 team, also played for Portugal U20s. So they move that one out to another player from Lisbon, Portugal born, is Henry Gabriel. Talk about him at first. Player having to roll away. Tuala find some runners. They have width across the field. You can see it out there. Powering back in, David Scott from Kearsney College in Cape Town. Out back to Lonsanur. Lonsanur to Estevez. They've got some open runners here. They get it to the speed. Court to Berea. That's Santiago. His brother's also here. Chips it ahead. Picked up by St. John Smith. St. John Smith, we saw a big break from him before. He comes up and gets that one into the hands of Tuala. Wide they go, looking for some runners. Playing the offload game here, but cutting back in is Gabriel. He's been in once, Gabriel in twice. Starts off the second half where they left off the first. Minute 15 gone. 5 points on the board for the Brown Bears through Henrique Gabriel.
We just watched Brown go from the 5-meter line on the far side back to our near side to the 5-meter channel. Gets a break, winger by himself, stiff arm and a kick, able to regather by the Brown. St. John picks it up clean, and they go right back to the other side of the field. We're dealing with a team that can move the ball. We're dealing with a team that can play with a level of cohesion that is scary if your defense isn't organized. And what scary hours we're watching for this Syracuse side.
Lonsanur lines up another one. That one seems to be no good, so it's going to 57-10 it will be. Just 5 points on that one. 2 minutes going on the second half. Referee Robert Fanning doing well so far. I'm sure Coach LaFlamme will bring in some reserves later as this half goes on. The defending Ivy League champions, the defending Liberty Conference champions, Brown University, looking to repeat that again. Almost made it to the championship game again, just a loss to St. Bonaventure there, who eventually lost to Notre Dame College. Also, those players now playing at Walsh. Programs no more as the ball comes down. Well taken by Brown. Brown now running from right to left on your screen. Should have noted there, and the ball comes up. Quick step inside. Big break. Harder time tackling are these Orange right now. A little step around. They're at the 22-meter line. Brown just tearing up with hometown pride here. Tuala comes across, catches some runners. There's big Asa Rosenmeyer. Can he be stopped from there? He cannot. Asa Rosenmeyer, the sophomore mechanical engineering major, is going to touch that one down. A USAU 20 this year. Wonderful work from the big man.
What we just saw was a nightmare of every fullback in the history of the game of rugby. One-on-one with a prop with no one to trip, bother, influence. And my goodness, you're either a speed bump or a roadblock. Out of respect for the game, he was a speed bump, but great job just to stand tall. The Brown side able to just continue to move forward, breaking tackles. And when it's one-on-one, it's one and done. Prop versus fullback. Tough day for Syracuse.
Slotted there from Lonsanur, so they get the full 7 on that one. You see Tito Ejua, who will be coming back in a week or two, also a USAU 20. So more firepower to come from this Brown team as some people come back from summer representative injuries. 64-10, 4 minutes gone in the second half. Lots of rugby to play here at Marvel Field. Another ball up, taken by McAlpine. Reset this time, not going to get it right on the run. Tuala looks to shape for the box kick, hangs one up in the air. Beautiful day here, as we said, in Providence. Taken by Brown. Pass to a Syracuse player, but then driven into touch. Referee says there are too many players around here, so we're going to have a set line out. Should be Brown ball. Ball down, stable from Brown. Little move out the back there. They've got the runners. There's some space opening up. We need a pass here, and they get it. Cortabaria takes it to the boot, gets half blocked. There are plenty of players from Brown bearing down on this ball. Quick pickup, quick pass. Another try. 3 tries in the second half. Less than 5 minutes it took. Great work there from Brown, and it was Tuala really showing some skills there. Touchdown by Brown. Good work. I think that's St. John Pierre is going to have to get you the name on that or the number.
I mean, finding the space and this kick right here. This is the thing that we've been seeing more and more on the professional side. It's starting to creep its way more and more to the college level, club levels, grassroots levels. The awareness and the execution, a Miami, Florida native off of the right foot from the left side. That is what we call in the business clean magic, David Blaine style. And more points for this Brown side. Amazing play by Santiago.
71-10. Santiago Cortabaria, one of 2 brothers. Uruguayan heritage out of Miami. Both went to Belen Jesuit, played for Key Biscayne.
Big shout out Key Biscayne Rats. Strong youth stride here in South Florida, well, down in South Florida, and they've been putting in a lot of work for a number of years. It's good to see some of those guys trickling into the college game, affecting how we enjoy this game of rugby.
Ball down to Brown again. It has been all Brown possession so far in the second half. Just 7.5 minutes gone. Advantage here against Syracuse. Tuala digs the ball, looks to the boot, goes for the cross kick. They do a free play on the penalty here. That gets it knocked down. It's into the Brown hands. A referee says, we're going to keep playing this advantage. And there they go down the right-hand side. Referee says advantage is over. Ball comes back in. Another try seems to be on the cards here for this Brown Bears team. They are just pouring it on right now. A little distance on a cam. That looked like it might have been Alonso Noor out there. We will see who came down with that one. It looks indeed as it was.
The audacity for the crossfield kick, the execution for the tap back, and the continued play. I keep seeing things that surprise me at this point. Nothing Brown can do surprise me now, it would seem. They're doing everything absolutely right. The execution is tip-top. And even when things don't look like they're going to work out, they seem to find a way to add points to the scoreboard. Brown again and again and again.
And that one is good. It's moved to 78-10. Things looking strong here for Brown. The Bears looking to go to 2-0 in the Liberty Conference. I think we would change here as first-year player Eric Estienne, born in St. Petersburg, Russia, went to Eton College in England, comes onto the field. Looks like McAlpine's going to get a break. Ball knocked on there by Brown. First mistake of the second half for the Bears. So it'll be a scrum for Syracuse. Syracuse. Said this a couple of times already, Lance, but Syracuse in need of something here.
Absolutely. They are in need of a bit of a boost energy wise. They need to find a way to be a bit more decisive in tackle situations. They got to bring players to the ground. And as far as their offensive structure, they had to find a way to manipulate this defense better. They're giving Brown easy options with these hit ups. Off a set piece like this, though, it's a great platform to really strike and get yourself on the front foot.
Ball in, strong push there from Brown, but they're going to come up with the ball. Did that get knocked and went backwards? Braden Thompson, we're number 22, gets that one out there, but Corta Maria catches it at full gallop. He's got some runners coming on to him. He has a big Owen Daly chasing him, but it's not going to matter. Santiago Corta Barria is going to touch that one down. The computer science and applied mathematics major from the Key Biscayne Rats. I'm going to say that again for you, Lance. Great try for Corta Barria.
We must take a deep breath and really analyze this. The man on the spot, after a few balls hit the ground, this one a little high, and this one is just in a bit of a panic mode, trying to get the ball away from the danger, and he is right on spot. Santiago going all the way to the try zone, and another 5, and you can see the frustration from the Syracuse side. But man, just the small mistakes being capitalized on. I would like to say that's all Key Biscayne teachings, but I could be wrong.
Good rugby family. The Corta Barria's brother will probably come into this game at some point. Lansanur to line this one up. And that one is good. See what the score is. Somewhere around 80, I believe. It's 79 or 80 points right now to Brown. We're going to get a clarification on that for you. Just 12 minutes gone. Plenty of time to play. Kick there, a little shorter this time from Syracuse. Gabriel picks it up. Henry Gabriel. A third strong year with this Brown Bears team. Tuala player nearly came offside there. He's going to be able to get rid of that one. Hangs a high one in the air. Right out around the 50-meter line. Brown takes it right down. That is Marco LaPierre. This young man is having a day. Up and getting that ball, no problem. Great work, Marco LaPierre. Touches down the try, and that, I believe, is 3 for this man. Denver, Colorado native, playing down here at sea level. Touches down 5 points again for the Bears.
And again, the economics major is right on the money, down to the decimal. And once he had the ball, there was no stopping him. And we find ourselves in these same situations. The box kick, players just not being aware. He mossed over the top. Little man stand down as he snacks the ball in and goes the length the rest of the way. Big confidence booster for him. And a great, great bit of play. Yeah.
Such talent. He's good. He keeps his eyes up in the air there, right on that ball. As soon as you look away from that ball you're going after in the air, you're going to have a lot of trouble getting it. But he kept his eyes right up there, focused on the ball the whole time, got his hands up, took it right out of the air. Great work, LaPierre. Converted there by Lansanur. Knocking on the door of 90 are the Brown Bears.
I mean, the placement of that box kick was also prime. Just far enough to where the wingers can get underneath it while moving forward and go up for it, but just short enough to really give that fullback a little bit of cause and danger. He judged it wrong, and all it takes is one mistake for this Brown side to get 5. So the marathon continues, as they say.
Brown will be at Harvard next week and then home against Iona. You can catch that on Next Level Rugby after that. Then a bye week on the 5th. Brown has AIC, Fairfield, Dartmouth, Fordham before playoffs. Looking good so far. We have hitting the man in the air by Syracuse. So Brown, just everything going their way at the moment. Lonsanor powers one downfield. Around the 40-meter line of the orange. 15 minutes gone in the second half. That is not a mistake you're seeing in the score bug. It is a try scoring affair for these Brown Bears. Tough day for the orange. Joel Hasso in the game now. Gets it down to Walla, moves it out. Hasso wearing 16 there from Reading, England. Went to Wellington College. Ball taken away there, however, by the Syracuse Orange. So Orange, one of their first chances to attack really in this second half. Good swarm of defense coming on there. Hasso, you see in the middle of that. Downfield it goes Braden Thompson. It's in the 22. Lonsanor has it. Lonsanor escapes the first. He's an elusive runner. He gets that ball away. And on the march they go. Continuing on are the Brown Bears. Tuwala moves it out. Looking for a little tip pass, but holds the ball. Good show. Makes the defenders think twice about it. Tuwala. Frost. Frost. Little errant pass there into one of the Syracuse players' hands. They're looking to go wide, but that one squirts out to an advantage for the Brown Bears here. They have runners gone back. Referee's going to hold on to the advantage. Just a minute of messy play here at Marvel Field. Brown looking to get it restructured, and they send Hasso in. Hasso gets by the first. Hasso finds a little space there to work that defense backwards. Players trying to come through. Referee says it was okay, however. Ball was out, so it's Syracuse ball. Good work defensively, and they have an advantage. Coming back for the penalty. Coming in from the side there is one of the Brown Bears. Syracuse pushes that one downfield. It'll be their line out 30 meters out from the Brown line.
Syracuse is having trouble in open play, really forcing Brown to deal with their offensive threats. They're catching the ball a little too flat-footed. Look at the line speed of this Brown defense. Even in the 60th minute, they're confident and moving forward, especially off that ABC near the ruck. Syracuse needs to find a way to deceive or to go around a little bit better.
Looking for Jabari Johnson, don't find him. Ball picked off by Brown. Things really not going Syracuse way. The weapon of the line out in the first half, that one gets taken away. Ball's on the ground here for Brown. Resetting, move it downfield, looking for runners out wide. They get it to Lonsanor. Estevez moves it a little wider, break through the middle. Here come the Bears. Little chip forward for Cortabarria to run onto. Ball came up there. Kick was out. I think that might be Clayberg wearing the number 13 there. We had Estevez for that. A little pickup there from one of the replacements. Doesn't quite get there. Just Tony Zhao. Advantage here, but ball's going to come out, and they're going to go into the try zone, so no problem here for the Bears. Try awarded. 5 more points as they continue to roll towards the century.
Again, the man himself, Santi going for 5 more, and the chip ahead being right there on the spot. That is an amazing bit of active rugby by Brother Graham. And they were able to recycle again after the pick and go was unsuccessful. But with the penalty of not rolling away in combination with just how broken the Syracuse defense is, that is one of the easier tries for a winger, being in the right position at the right time and finishing, which is your job. Good try by this Bears side. And again, they are rolling.
Lonsanor, make sure his hair is going to be good for his evening out. Looks good from here, Lance. Starts his motion to kick. I knew I'd get Lance sooner or later. Lonsanor from the corner. He can kick from these angles. Not going to hit that one. So just 5 points on that one. Give me another 2-minute water break. We'll step aside for just a second. Be back with the remainder of this Liberty Conference matchup at Brown University after this. Welcome back. There is Robert Fanning, the referee, taking a hold of this matchup between the Syracuse Orange and the Brown Bears. Next Level Rugby bringing you this Liberty Conference matchup. National Collegiate Rugby, the governing body, overseeing this. It is 92-10. That is not a mistake. John Broker with Lance Kavanaugh, as Brown has had the absolute run of it today. Syracuse just over 20 minutes to make some amends here and walk away with some positives of this growing program. Closer game against Dartmouth last week as they put this one down to Brown. Brown have some of their subs in right now, so they have some fresh legs on the field. The ball comes up. Replacement Thomas Bouchard in for Tuala. Tuala done today. Another first-year player from Singapore American School. Played for the Centaurs Rugby Club. Taking over. So two freshmen scrum halves for this Brown team. Tuala really showed. Ball ripped away by Brown. No problem there. Referee said he was fine. Bouchard looking for some attack there. Gets to Frost. Move it out a little wider. Corta Berea moves it out. Ball slips back. Referee says it was actually a knock on. So it'll be a scrum here to the Syracuse Orange as we're just over the 60-minute mark.
I mean, this is a gut check moment for this Q side. Down insurmountable amount, sure, but you got to showcase who you are. You got to represent who you are. You didn't make this 4.5+ hour trip in order for it to be a one-sided match. We're here, but show them what you have. Hit them in the face, hit them in the mouth, and get some more points on the board. Have yourself a good trip back home, or at least better than what it currently is.
Ball in for Syracuse. Out in the middle of the field they go. Have a runner coming in. They're going to look for the cross kick here. Ball will go to Lonsanur. Lonsanur is going to step one. Lonsanur gets it out there across the 22. Big handoff there. Run coming in here. That looked like Kenyon Graham. Gets it back in. Winds up. Sorry, it was not. It was Tobias Ochleitner, the German-born player. And now that one goes out. Gets back to Ochleitner, but it went forward. Might have been a replacement there in Antonio Cortaberia, wearing number 20. That pass that one out. Like his brother Lance, played at Key Biscayne.
Almost came into the game and got himself in a nice situation to add to the score line.
Syracuse inside their 22. You have to get a good stable ball here. Big drive coming from Brown. A referee penalizes against Syracuse this time. Players just at the worst end of it there. That's always a tough one when you've just been out muscled. Lonsanor puts it in touch. There's going to be a line out here for the Brown Bears. This is the spot that the Syracuse Orange scored both their tries. Let's see if the Bears can answer.
They got to go for the maul here. Sweet redemption in the same spot.
And they certainly do. Ball at the back there being driven forward, so Bouchard's going to take this one out. A little move from Ball coming to Frost, coming around the back. Held up in the middle of the field. Bouchard finds a runner. A little show there from El Hasso. He's looking for the line, but is not going to find it. Bouchard has runners in a couple of directions. They're going to go off to the right-hand side to Frost. Frost gets it wide into the hands of Leo Clayberg. And Leo Clayberg, number 12, but wearing number 13, is going to touch that one down. The grad student from Paris. He is on the try sheet, and they are at 97-10.
I think something has to be said of their ability to spread the field. Not really accounting for numbers has been one of Syracuse's major issues. Right there is a 6-on-2 overload. And easy as he does it, and there's really no one scraping across, even just to keep him from bringing the ball closer to the center. There's not players moving around to really influence the game that much defensively for Syracuse, especially when they seem to find themselves in a very detrimental position. Just lack of energy late into this matchup.
Lonsanor. He's certainly getting some kicking practice today. Well, that one is good. So we're at 99-10. Kick to come from Syracuse. Look at Lonsanor there, working his way back. Syracuse in not a ton of a rush here. Tough day for the boys. Got a feel for them. Every player, Lance, has been on this end of it at one point in their career.
I mean, I've been here a few times. It's just you got to go through a little bit of darkness to really love the light in a sense. So, but this is a gut check moment, as I said before. Let's see how they represent themselves.
Ball up and taken down by Brown. Contest in the air, but it comes down to the Bears. Bears looking to break the 100 mark right now. They're at midfield, 99-10. All across, little wraparound there. That one is Antonio Cortabarria. Ball back in, looking for some runners. Get the ball up into the hands of Stodolnik. Stodolnik in his sophomore year, switching from the back row to the second row, as we said earlier. Brown on the move, finding runners, keeping the ball alive. Lonsanor shakes a couple. All straight forward. It is Leo Clayberg. He just scored the last one. Will he break the 100? Ball up to Lonsanor, looking for somebody to pass to. Ball squirts on the ground. Penalty there, high tackle against Syracuse. We'll see what the decision is here from Brown. Lonsanor actually telling him to calm down right there. Good work from the fullback.
And also, there's something to be said about the discipline of this Brown side. When you find yourself against a team that's just leaking in all places, you can find yourself getting line breaks. You might find teams moving a little bit away from their structure. Brown has found a way to play a little looser, but still kind of hold on to their original structure and some of the things that got them into this lead that they're in. Brown needs to find a way to get some more positive tackles and to drop players where they're at. Syracuse does. But Brown with this line out looking dangerous again.
Yeah, ball up to Stodolnik. Ball comes down, getting driven off to the side there by Syracuse. Good defense, but over the line they go. And that is the man that's going to break 100. It is Joe Alhasso. The replacement hooker takes him above the Hondo. And it is a 100-point victory at least with 18 minutes to go for this Brown Bears team.
Century in one match. And now I have to really check on it's details now that have to be looked at, right? How much does point differential affect the league table? How much do those kind of things really go into play as far as the season goes on? Yeah, this game is decided. Brown is going to get their bonus points and their win points. But in what way will 100 points help them or affect the actual Liberty Conference as this season wears on?
Noor lines it up from the corner and hits it. So that's a full 7-pointer right there. 106-10. Brown leads Syracuse. Some of the Syracuse players still in good humor here. Referee speaking with them. Kick to come from Syracuse. That one did not find 10. So a choice here for Brown. They're going to take the scrum in midfield. Syracuse might want to think about going a little longer with those, at least making Brown play from deep in their own end.
And John, I've looked it up. I figured out some of the conference rules. If you're ready to hear them,
There you go. You fire away, Lance.
So league points, if there's any tiebreakers, league points. Secondly is head to head, and thirdly is point differential. So points do play a role, but after a few other stipulations are met. But it's a great positive for Brown to put up as much points as they can and really showcase who they are. But it might not affect the league table the way we think.
Yeah, because this would really, I mean, they won 22-11 last week. They're up, 106-10 right now. So 21 points against, and 128 points for so far is pretty good if they get to that. Ball to come in from Bouchard here. Referee says that was on Brown. So they're going to have a ball coming here. Looking to go quick there is Tommy Wu. Tommy Wu, the first-year player to New York City, play Rugby USA player. Great program there in New York. Wu has the ball with the free kick here. Ref's going to tell them to take it. They're going to go off to the right-hand side. Looking for some runners, looking for some redemption are the Syracuse Orange. Wu off to that left-hand side. Ball just hits the ground. Ripped away by one of the Brown players, but knocked on as he ripped it out. Fair enough. Going to be a scrum here for Syracuse. 66 minutes gone. Big drive coming in there from Brown, but referee is saying use it. So Tommy Wu comes away with it. Tommy Wu winds up in the middle of a pack of bears there, but a high tackle comes in. Wu was looking to go quick again. Teammates are saying, calm down. Let's play this one through. Syracuse pushes that one downfield, so it'll be their line at the 40-meter line. Again, one of the very few opportunities to attack they have had in this half. This Syracuse team, Patrika, to throw this one in. We'll look to gather something out of this. Ball taken away there by Brown. Nearly offsides from the orange. Big contact in the middle of the field. Referee says advantage is over. Bouchard's going to move this one out. Big handoff there. Looking to get a ball up in hand here, and they do. Nearly bobbled, but they come down with it. Player has to roll away here, so they get the advantage against Syracuse. They're going to come off to this left-hand side. Will they need the advantage? The space is opening up for Cortabaria. Moves that ball back inside. Unsure of the call. We're going to come all the way back here. I thought there was a clear advantage there. Despite the effort of the orange right there, Brown is going to push that one downfield. Another line out in the corner, 5 meters out on the left-hand side. Syracuse will play Siena next week. We lost 22-11 to this Brown Bears team. Ball up to the middle, well taken by the Bears. Sacked legally by Syracuse, so good to go. Bouchard gets that one a little wider. They've got some runners out here. Somebody straightens up, comes back in. 3 in a row, I believe, for Leo Kleberg. Good try there. And Brown goes from 106 to 111. Kick to come. Take another look at it here, Lance.
Line out throw, the maul being pulled down just a bit. Doesn't matter. Good teams know how to fix if anything goes wrong. They're moving the ball through, and that line going against the tide of that defense who aren't really putting pressure on the ball carrier and allow him to make those decisions free and clear. If you got players who are moving through untouched while you're defensively inside your own 10 meters, it's really not a good sign of your defensive enthusiasm and your the word is moxie, your ability to step up when it's time and put your body on the line.
Kick is good from Lonsanur. Yeah. That was our Great American Replay as we move on with this game. 13-10. Syracuse in no hurry to get out here. About 9 minutes left in the game. You'd imagine the referee will pretty much go with a running time here.
And earlier before a kickoff, they asked about a mercy rule. Referee said, "That's not my decision. Your coach will do it or you ask for it. I'll give it to you. But if not, then we're going to continue to play." Personally, I don't believe in a mercy rule in rugby, but, you know, to each his own.
Ball taken by Brown. Working down the right-hand side. Got some runners ready to go. Little tip pass. Go too far there. Going to take that ball to the ground here at Marvel Field. Player not rolling away, but referee says it's okay. We're going to play on. Little tip pass, that angle back in, and Brown on the move again. Here they go. That is St. John Smith Ball out now to Kenyon Graham. Kenyon Graham, the speedster, rounds the corner. Kenyon Graham, the senior, is going to touch that down from San Rafael, California. Kenyon Graham, 5 points, brings it to 118.
Graham going ham, getting the ball in the middle of the field, making a decision to go completely in a new direction, rounding around the outside. And just again, running those cut lines against the tighter defense. The gaps is there. Great way to set up his teammate. And as simple as that, Graham finds himself walking into the try line, into the try zone. St. John Smith, again, putting his imprint on the game, getting that assist. But Graham going ham to get 5.
We're at 120-10. Referee is going to whistle us for the end of that one. 120-10 is a large win here for the Brown Bears. Lance, final thoughts on this matchup?
Brown Bears are a team of reckoning. They seem like they might be a team of destiny. Winning by 110 points is no easy feat. Scoring more than 50 points in a rugby game is no easy feat. But to double that, then some, shows offensive prowess, fitness, and the mind state to continue to fight and work. Big shout outs to this Brown side. And nothing but uphill and nothing but positive to the Syracuse side. It is a long season. Don't hang your head. Keep fighting. Keep working. Good game to both teams.
And that is going to be it for us here at Marvel Field at Brown University. Thank you, Brown University and Brown University Rugby, for hosting us here. Thank you to both teams, players, coaches, the referee. Great job, Robert Fanning, for Next Level Rugby. Our technical crew, Chris Carter on the ground, our camera people, Mike Baker handling all the technical production and graphic work. For Great American Rugby, Lance Kavanaugh, make sure you are following this man. This is John Broker. We're going to step away. Brown will be back on Next Level Rugby in 2 weeks. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful day.